And a welcome here to Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora, where sports truly meets that thing called life. We are inside the Great Lakes Honda City studios, and I'm happy to be here with you Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. Eastern Time. Today's show is going to be split into two separate videos, and we'll get into that in just a second. Want to make sure, first and foremost, to let you know that Great Lakes Honda City is open for you on 7140 Henry Clay Boulevard in Liverpool, New York, for sales and service Monday through Saturday. You can get in touch with them by going to greatlakeshondacity.com. And if you need the information, I am happy to share it with you. You can also find it on greatlakeshondacity.com. For sales, call 315-979 8588. That's once again for sales at Great Lakes Honda City, 315-979-8588. And for service, call 315-954-4525 for Great Lakes Honda City service, 315-954-4525. And I look forward to seeing you over there. Let them know that DT sent you. You could take a look at all of their products by going to greatlakeshondacity.com and make sure you check it out today. I am looking at the new as well as the pre-owned inventory that they have here, and you can check it all out. And like I said, get a sneak peek at greatlakeshondacity.com. I've been going there for over a decade, and my 2025 Honda CRV I absolutely love. Those of you that know the show and know me know that I'm a big CRV fan, and I absolutely love the new look CRV. So head over to Great Lakes Honda City today, show them some love, and support our wonderful local Honda dealership here in central and upstate New York. Inside of MonPawsPopcorn.com. So what's popping in the first video of today, we'll be doing our trio of signature Friday segments, that being the annoying moment of the week, proudly presented by Carvel DeWitt. Then we'll jump into lead, learn, evolve, adlib, and deliver is what the acronym stands for. And that today's topic is going to be something that I'm excited to share with you. And that topic for today's lead, proudly presented by Chick-fil-A Cicero, led by the owner-operator, Mr. Jimmer Sikowski, who's a brother to me. Today's topic is taking time to recharge. I definitely need to have this conversation with myself, so I'm happy to have it with you. And we'll announce my top dog of the week, proudly presented by K-9 Kamp Dog Daycare, the only place to bring your dog for daily care in central New York, in my opinion. And then in the second video that will air separately today, you will have Gary Stokan, President and CEO of Peach Bowl, Inc., that oversees the Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl, which is inside the college football playoff every single season as a quarterfinal or semifinal game, always on the road to the national champion, and of course oversees the Aflac kickoff game. And he will be with me to give you the prelude to the Aflac kickoff doubleheader that I will be in Georgia at on-site, on location, by the blessing and grace of God, to cover Syracuse versus Tennessee, followed by Virginia Tech versus South Carolina, ACC versus SEC, to keep the essence of what the Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl had been before the college football playoff came in and decided who would be in it based on seeding. It used to be ACC, SEC, and so now they took that theme and brought it to the Aflac kickoff game. So we still have ACC, SEC in a bowl-style game at Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta, overseen by Peach Bowl, Inc., while having the Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl inside of the college football playoff. So bonding history with the new world of the college football playoff and having the best of both worlds, in my opinion, being on the road to the national champion and giving us the amazing Aflac kickoff games that matter, meaningful, high-octane, awesome matchups right at the beginning of the season. So Gary Stokan will join me in a separate video to celebrate what's coming up this weekend at Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Hotlanta down in Georgia. So without further ado, let's jump into my annoying moment of the week. Well, my annoying moment of the week, folks, I got a few different things I could say here, probably presented by Carvel DeWitt. The first one I'm going to say would have to be just people's manners. You know, that is something that I've been paying attention to. This week I had to shoot a video, and I was on site on location, and I was in between two doors, in the entranceway. But, the doors you can see through. I mean, people could see that there was somebody there. And when you're looking at that, right, you're looking through the door and you're saying to yourself, wow, there's somebody on the other side of this door. And with this person being on the other side of this door, it looks like they have a camera in front of them. And having a camera in front of them, maybe, just maybe, I should wait before I walk through this door and see and potentially interrupt what's going on. And I had like a couple people, I want to say like 3 people that were like, oh, my bad, sorry for coming through the door. And I was like, no, it's okay, don't worry about it. It's totally fine. Other people just walked right through. Like one person said something the second time around, they're like, oh, I'm sorry. But some people just walking through the door and living in their own world. And it just made me think about something. Nobody was rude, but it made me think about manners. And it made me think about people speaking to other people the way that they want to be talked to, people treating other people the way that they want to be treated. It just brought me to that theme and that essence of, do we really treat people the way we want to be treated? Do we really talk to people the way that we want to be talked to? Or do we have expectations of others that we do not have of ourselves? That common courtesy, that, paying attention to other things. I mean, I'm a culprit of it, but if I went through a door and I saw somebody shooting a video, I would have not bothered them because I don't want to throw them off and have them look away from their camera. I would just be like, oh my goodness, and I'd turn around and I go back through the door and I'd close the door really slowly. I'm always thinking of other people. And, well, I should say most of the time I'm thinking of other people. Sometimes I've had selfish moments. I'm not going to say I haven't. When I've been on the road and kind of doing my own thing and paying attention to what I need and not thinking about the fact about how my actions and the way I'm carrying myself may affect other people. And I think I can be better with that. So sometimes I'm my own annoying moment of the week, right? When I say, man, I shouldn't be texting when I'm driving, and I shouldn't be paying attention to this when I'm doing this. And, maybe I've held the door open for so many, but maybe I was rude and I carried myself in not the greatest light when someone walked through the door and didn't say thank you. And I, made the decision to say something that they probably pretty well heard. So, I think common courtesy that I can be better at, and just paying attention on the road, paying attention when you're walking. I mean, God has saved me from so many things that I could have done better. And I think it's important. I never lead with ill will. I never lead with wanting to interrupt somebody or bother somebody or not paying full attention. I just get caught up in my own stuff. And I'm thinking to myself, I got to do this, I got to do that, and I just want to get everything out as soon as I can instead of putting that away, focusing on one thing, doing what I need to do. And so I think we all need to focus on the road. We all need to focus when we're driving. We all need to focus when somebody's talking with us. And if we don't want to have the conversation with someone, then we should just say we don't want to have the conversation instead of tuning them out and just nodding our head and going, and not listening, because that's a waste of both people's times, right? You're not listening to them and they want you to listen to them. So if you're not going to listen, there's really no point in pretending that you are. So I think, my annoying moment of the week would be thinking outside of ourselves, being selfless. That doesn't mean not taking care of yourself. And by the way, taking care of yourself is not being selfish. The people that call you selfish when you take care of your own health and well-being, those people are selfish. They're just projecting to you. So, being selfless and taking care of ourselves while also helping others and being kind to others and being cognizant of other things. You know, when I'm walking around like Disney, for instance, I am in my own world and I'm doing my own thing. And if I'm on the phone, I may not be paying complete attention. But if I see somebody about to take a picture, I'm going to go around them. I'm going to duck really low. I don't want to bother them. I don't want people to think I'm walking through this world like this is my world and you're just living in it. Because this is God's world and we're all just living in it. And any human being, animal, tree, whatever, that thinks, oh, this is my space, it's not God's, it belongs to me. Well, you know, we all get humbled. I think it's really, really important to, understand that as much as you want to get things done and you want to capture this photo or you want to go to this place or you want to get out of this traffic, that, you're dealing with other people around you. I think sometimes when we're behind a wheel, we want to get somewhere and the people that are in our way of getting to that place, we don't even think of them as people. We just see the car. We're just like, this car's in my way, but we forget that there's a human being in that, with feelings, with thoughts, with a soul. We kind of just treat it like a video game and kind of like a nuisance, instead of thinking about like, this person in the car might be in a rush. This person in the car might be stressed today, anxious today, sad today. They might have just gotten done crying. Maybe they went through a breakup. Maybe they lost a job. Maybe somebody's in the hospital. Like, you don't know what someone's going through. And, I think it's important to always treat people the way we want to be treated, because it all comes back around. And there's so many times where I could have been better. And there's times where, I did my best and you still didn't get, back even an ounce of what you put in, right? And we don't give to get. You just shouldn't be in any relationship that is give, 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 and all they do is take, right? Like, you give, they take, and it's not back and forth. That's not healthy for anybody. So, I think the annoying moment of the week, probably presented by Carvel this week, is really to just think of others and be kind, be present, pay attention, and laugh. I had a conversation with somebody this week about, they said, hey, there's really anything you can say to me, for the most part. Like, I'm not easily, bothered and whatever by stuff. Like, you can be yourself and you can joke around and I'm not going to be like easily offended. And, I love that, because the person, whether they know it or not, hopefully they know it. And if not, and they're listening to this, now they know that they give off this energy of like calmness and peace. Like, just when I was sitting with them, there was never a moment where I was nervous, concerned about what I was saying or doing. I just felt very welcome and very calm to just be myself. And I think that's a great energy. And I think we all, need to give off that energy, right? We need to work toward having that whatever you have inside is going to come out. I mean, you can have a facade and make people believe that you're this, that, and the third. But the reality of it all is that whoever you actually are, people will find out. People will always find out who you truly are. And no matter what you do to hide that, to mask that, or make someone believe that it's not true and it's not this and it's that, the reality of it all is whoever you actually are, that comes out. It comes out in your energy. And that energy cannot be mistaken for anything else. That energy it's you, right? It's your essence. It's, they say that we give off vibrations, and some people describe it maybe as a vibration. Some people describe it as energy that, kind of hits your heart, a feeling of being at ease, a feeling of being comfortable in a situation or around a person where, being in a place that you've never been, but you feel comfortable, being around somebody that you never really talked to and you feel safe. You feel like you can just not even have to think. And those are blessings, right? So we should aspire to be someone who creates a safe space, because if that's how we feel, it will eventually come out of us and people will come to that, you know. People are moths to a flame. So whatever energy you're giving out, you'll get back eventually. And you may not feel like you do. I mean, there's sometimes where I'm giving out love and kindness and positivity and, you know, goodness and understanding and caring and concern and faith, and I'm getting back like things that are not those things. But they always come back. You know, I'm surrounded by so much love that it just seems completely ridiculous and ignorant and for me and unintelligent for me to focus on any of the negativity, because there's so much positivity and there's so much good. So I would say that we should just really work to care about people and to be relationship based and not transactional, because people vibe that. You know, there's the people that cool, right, yeah, and they're not listening. I mean, those reactions, I mean, you're not paying attention. And then there's that person where you say something and then they respond and you're like, oh, like they like felt what I was saying, like they understood what I was saying. And you know, to be surrounded by those people in my life is such a blessing, and I pray that everyone has that, and I pray that everyone is that. Yeah, I want to be that to other people. I want to be a safe space. I want to be a place where you don't have to think about what you're saying, and you can just be comfortable and you can just be you and know that you're valued and know that you matter. That you might interact with 100 people today, but 99 people might treat you a certain way, but you know that consistently I'm going to treat you with respect and kindness and goodness and equality. And I want to know how you're doing. And I want to, you know, I'm not going to sit with people I don't want to sit with. That's the truth. I could not know you. I could know you for 15 years. I'm not going to sit with people I don't want to sit with. I mean, every time I sat with my grandmother, I mean, it's the best person I know. And I never regretted sitting with her. So, you know, I think caring about other people is not a either or. I think it's a definite to have any type of fruitful life. I think being kind and considerate and caring is extremely important. And I don't know how you can live a life of any type of really, I don't feel like you can live a life of, I don't want to call it satisfaction, but I don't feel like you can truly live, I guess is what I'm trying to say, if you don't help others and seek to learn and just want to know. Like, I love helping people. I love giving you the last piece of pizza. And yeah, I'm still hungry, but go ahead. You know, I love seeing my dog happy, you know. I mean, in the studio right now, you know, brought her in here today and put her bed in the studio, and she's sleeping right now because I didn't want her to be anywhere else. I wanted her to be right by my side because I feel bad that I can't be playing with her right now, but at least, you know, she can know that she's with her daddy. And then I'm just like a hand reach away to pet her and, you know, tell her I love her. Because Lily, you know daddy loves you. So it's always a good time to be good. Don't forget that. The annoying moment of the week, always with a positive spin. Brought to you by Carvel DeWitt, the longest standing Carvel franchise in America. And you can go see them on 4322 East Genesee Street in DeWitt, New York. You can try my Sunday today. My Sunday is available 7 days a week. And you'll see DT on it. You'll know that it's mine. There's a picture of me with these headphones on. So make sure you go out there and get it today. Only at Carvel DeWitt. And like I said, any day of the week you can get it. Wednesdays it's buy one, get one. So if you're on a first date and you want to play it safe and save your money, You can go on Wednesday and be like, babe, I got you. I got you. Honey, I got you. Girl, I got you. Boy, I'm going to handle this one. And you got dinner, I got this. Just don't let them know it's Wednesday. Smart. I like how the camera, when I was like smart, the camera was like, let me move to capture this moment. So, yeah. Wednesdays, it's buy one, get one of my Sunday, so go and get it. Only at Carvel DeWitt, 4322 East Genesee Street in DeWitt, New York. We'll take a step aside for a fast break. We'll be back inside the Great Lakes Honda City Studios with Lead, Learn, Evolve, Adlib, and Deliver right after this.
Hi, this is Amy from Mother's Cupboard, home of the whole frittata. We are open daily 6 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. For takeout orders, call 315-432-0942 and tune in to Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora for our monthly food challenge and try our Wake Up Call signature menu item available 7 days a week. Here at Mother's Cupboard, we are Central New York, and it's our honor to serve you.
Ma and Pa's Kettle Corn and Popcorn Factory remind us that every day is worth celebrating at 201 7th North Street in Liverpool, New York. Open Monday through Saturday in-store and always online at maandpaspopcorn.com. Serving our Central New York community and beyond, order anywhere, anytime at maandpaspopcorn.com. Stop in to get a tin at Ma and Pa's on 201 7th North Street in Liverpool, New York to get your half-price refills for the rest of your life. Come to Ma and Pa's for your holiday gift giving for family, friends, employees, and clients. And remember, for fundraising and events, to call 315-450-6272. That's 315-450-6272. Ma and Pa's Kettle Corn and Popcorn Factory. How corny are you?
This is Jimmer Sikowski, owner-operator of Chick-fil-A Cicero, 7916 Brewerton Road in Cicero, right in front of the Home Depot. I had a deep feeling that God wanted me to do something bigger with my life and to help people, help others. I kept putting Chick-fil-A in my life, and I realized as I was going through the franchise selection process that positively impacting the lives of others was really core to what we do here at Chick-fil-A. First of all, it starts with the food. The food is brought in fresh daily. We bring in local produce. We prepare to order in the kitchen. We hand bread our chicken. We hand spin our milkshakes. It's great food. It doesn't taste like fast food. I think the second thing is the way people feel when they come in a Chick-fil-A restaurant. It's different. We try to treat people with intentional kindness here, which is very different and deeper than good customer service. And so I think it feels remarkable for most people to come in a Chick-fil-A restaurant. And then lastly, the impact that we try to have in the community is very different. It's a big part of the expectation of every operator of a Chick-fil-A restaurant is that they're actively engaged in their community, they're a leader in the community, and they're making a difference. When they realize that what we're striving to do is to shine a little light in their life, that's a very, very different experience than you will have in any other quick service restaurant. And it's that remarkable experience that I think people will emotionally connect with.
Avicoli's restaurant, located on 7839 Oswego Road in Liverpool, New York, has been serving our community for decades. Your place to go for home cooking on the corner of Route 57 and Wetzel Road is just minutes from Liverpool High School. And every single month, Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora is on site, on location, with Liverpool sports, student athletes, coaches, and administration telling their stories throughout the year. We look forward to seeing you on site at Avicoli's for their casual pizza side, their fine dining, as well as their bar. And of course, you can order online at myavicolis.com. That's myavicollis.com. For takeout, delivery, and catering, call 315-622-5100. That's 315-622-5100. Come on in to the neighborhood spot Avicoli's, open 7 days a week in Liverpool, New York. K-9 Campground Dog Boarding is your home away from home for your furry-loving friends. Open 7 days a week with drop-off and pickup times in the morning and later on in the day and early evening. K-9 Campground Dog Boarding is the spot to trust with your dog for short and long-term stays. Call 315-299-4013 for more information. That's 315-299-4013 and go to K9Campground.com as well. That's K9 ground.com, where you will find all of the information on their different cabins, which include the classic cabin, executive cabin, grand cabin, and luxury cabin. K9 Campground Dog Boarding, where your dog will have indoor and outdoor areas as well as their own private cabin for any size, any breed, as well as dogs with different needs. Dog parents and dogs alike choose K9 Campground Dog Boarding. Isn't that right, Lily? Looking for your next ride? Look no further than Great Lakes Honda City, located on 7140 Henry Clay Boulevard in Liverpool, New York. Serving our community for decades, their new and pre-owned vast array of vehicles are available to you Monday through Saturday on site. To search from home, shop at GreatLakesHondaCity.com. Call 315-365-5576 to set up an appointment. That's 315-365-5576 for Great Lakes Honda City, 7140 Henry Clay Boulevard in Liverpool, New York. Great cars, great people, Great Lakes.
Welcome back here to Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora, where sports truly meets that thing called life inside the Great Lakes Honda City Studios. Happy to be with you. 7140 Henry Clay Boulevard in Liverpool, New York is where you'll find Great Lakes Honda City, and you can go there for sales and service Monday through Saturday. Let them know that DT sent you, and that's where I've gotten my ride for over a decade, so that's where I'm going to tell you to go. I just had a conversation with someone who reached out to me and said, hey, who do I talk to over at Great Lakes Honda City? And there's a bunch of names I can give you, and I look forward to you going over there and finding your new vehicle, used vehicle, as well as buying and leasing from a place that I've trusted for, the majority of my life of driving. So thank you to Great Lakes Honda City, and head to GreatLakesHondaCity.com for more information. Inside Mon Pa's Popcorn.com is what's popping. By the way, while the fair is going on, get out to Mon Pa's. I tell people this all the time. If you go to the fair, like you could be somebody, let's say you don't want to go to the fair. Let's say you get dragged to the fair. I just talked to somebody about this where their family wants to go, but they don't want to go, right? It's dad. Dad doesn't want to go. Wife wants to go. Kids want to go. He doesn't want to go. But he goes, and he says, listen, I focus on the food. Like I go and I get the food that I want to get. That's what I love about the fair. And here's my thing. If you go to the fair and it starts raining, you go to the fair, the weather's not great. You go to the fair, you're not having a great time. You go to the fair, it's too hot. You're like, I'm just going to go to a place or two and I'm going to get out of here. Ma and Pa's is like going to the entire fair just at one stop. They have their homemade cotton candy, homemade kettle corn, homemade caramel corn, homemade popcorn, homemade lemonade. They got they're doing right there, the homemade deep fried Oreos and the funnel cakes and all of that. Now they have a funnel cake smash burger. They also have Spud Shack with all the fries that they do. On top of all the fries that they do, the curly fries and all these different fries, your sweet potato fries, regular fries. They got the ribbon fries. And they have their lemonade. They have that card as well. Mon Pa's is all over the fair. And my whole thing is, if you go to Mon Pa's, you can experience the fair in one place. Jim Bell has done an incredible job with his team. JoJo, everyone there is amazing. And the thing that I like about Mon Pa's is the faces that you see year after year after year. It is so hard to find good help, and it is so hard to retain good help. But Mon Pa's is a place that's done it, and that's what it says a lot to me. So many businesses I've worked with, I go in there year after year after year, and they have the same workers. They have the same employees, the same team, or a lot of similar team, or a lot of the same team members that they've had from year to year. And to me, that speaks volumes. It says people want to work for you, want to work with you. They believe in what you're doing, that you treat them well, right? Or else why would they want to be there? So shout out to Jim Bell. Shout out to Ma and Pa's. Go and see them today at the fair while the fair is going on. And when the fair is over, they do take some time off, and then they'll be at 201 Old 7th North Street in their brick and mortar location in Liverpool, New York. That is 201 Old 7th North Street in Liverpool, by a bunch of the hotels, not too far from the baseball stadium, not too far from Destiny USA, right off the multiple highways, right off the thruway, really easy to get to, right by the airport. So get yourself over to Ma and Pa's when they're on site on location at events, at the New York State Fair, and of course at their brick and mortar on 201 Old 7th North Street in Liverpool, New York. With that being said, it's time to jump into Lead, Learn, Evolve, Adlib, and Deliver is the acronym, proudly presented by Chick-fil-A Cicero with owner, operator, and brother to me, Mr. Jim Oshikowski. Today's topic, take some time to recharge. I wanted to have this topic today because I never listened to it. So that's why I brought it up. And I think it's incredibly important. It is vital to take some time. I've said this before, and I'll say it again. We care so much about our phones, right? We can't imagine letting our phone go down to 1% battery. Our phone has to be charged all the time. We have to constantly have our phone on us and be able to use it. So if we care so much about our phone, and it's so meaningful to us to make sure that it's charged, why don't we think about that with our own bodies? Why don't we think about that with ourselves? We don't want our iPad to die. We don't want our tablet to die. We don't want our phone to die. We don't want our laptop to die. But how many times do we plug ourselves in, so to speak? How many times do we recharge our own battery? And what do I mean by that? Well, I mean, the easy answer is sleep. But what else? Take some time away. I'm blessed enough by the grace of God to make my own schedule. Every day of my life is different. No day is exactly the same. And I make it a point, and I can be better at this, but I'll pick a day of the week where I have some time that I allotted to myself in the middle. I didn't schedule any meetings. I didn't schedule any interviews. I don't have anywhere that I have to be. And I'll go see a movie. 2 o'clock in the afternoon, 11:30 in the morning, I'll just go see a movie. Why? Because I love movies. Because I love to create stories. So I like to go see movies and see what screenwriters are doing and what they're thinking of. So I think that that's really important, right? To get to see what's on the minds of people and to see if I can figure out like what they're thinking and, try and see if I can follow them on their story. Catch the twist before it happens, right? Challenge myself. I like going to the movies. I'm a big kid. I'll go down. When I'm going down to Georgia for these 2 games, after Georgia, I'm flying over to Florida, spending some time with family. I'm going to go to some theme parks before I come home. Why? Because I want to. Because if I, died a week from now, I would want to go out there and be a big kid and go have fun and make the most of the time that I have. Why wouldn't I? So I think it's really important to take that time to recharge. You don't get enough sleep. It can affect your breathing. It can affect your allergies. They can get a lot worse. Your chest may feel like you can't, like you got a little pain in your chest. You might feel tight. Your body might feel tight, your calves might get tight, your nerves might get tight. You might have to stretch out your hands, stretch out your arms, your neck might be. I just feel like when I don't sleep enough consistently, I just feel like my body will hurt. My body will hurt. I'm uncomfortable. I feel like I'm constantly trying to like reset myself while I'm awake, right? I'm moving my neck around. My eyes are like not focusing as much. I feel like I gotta stretch more. I feel like I have to, I can't get comfortable at times. Sleep has such an important effect on how you think, how you feel, what bothers you, to the extent that it bothers you. And your body, you got to think about it. If you didn't charge your phone would be running down until it shuts off. And what happens when you don't recharge your body? You run down until you get sick, right? Or you just kind of feel awful, feel uncomfortable, don't feel like yourself. You're not thinking straight. You feel kind of in a funk. You feel in a haze. You kind of have an out-of-body experience, and you feel detached from yourself in a way. At least I do. So, taking time to recharge is not, I treat it like it's an option, but it's really the only option. You have to recharge. You've had a tough last couple days, so call up a friend that always makes you laugh. Go play with your dog. Take a walk. Play some music. Get in the car and sing to your heart's desire. Right? Play a game you like to play. Watch a TV show that you love. I feel like we used to look at society and see countries that were like working like crazy, sleeping at work, not even going home, going back to, just like literally like sleeping on site on the job and then waking up and just going right back to it. And we thought that was nuts. But isn't that who a lot of us have become in America? We work. And the only time we give ourselves is to eat. That's our treat to ourselves. That shouldn't be a treat to yourself. You have to eat. You don't eat, you'll die. You need nourishment. You need nutrients. But I feel like stopping to eat lunch or stopping to eat dinner is our way of like doing something nice for ourselves when that should be the bare minimum. Don't feel bad if you take a walk. Don't feel that bad if you take a day off to just kind of reset. Your body. I'm not saying quit. I'm not saying slack off. I'm saying it's okay to stay. I used to feel so guilty if I stayed in bed. And then I talked to a friend this week and I asked them, I said, what'd you do last weekend? They're like, I stayed in bed all weekend. I didn't go see my boyfriend. I didn't go do anything. I literally just stayed in bed. And I thought to myself, I'm like, if I did that, I would feel so guilty. Like I owed everyone an apology. Now if I stay in bed on the weekend, good for me. I like sleeping in. There's nothing wrong with that. The more you experience life, hopefully the more you understand that other people's opinions of you is just ridiculous to care about. Because the reality of it all is most of the people that have something negative to say about you, if you looked into their life, you'd be like, you're doing all of this stuff and saying all of this stuff, and you think that you have the right to judge me when you're not even holding yourself accountable to this or doing that. Most people that talk about other people, number one, they have the time to. And number two, I feel like it is such a normal occurrence that the people that throw rocks in glass houses would have their entire house exposed if anybody ever found out what they were doing or how they were acting. So Don't feel bad when you take time to recharge. You don't have to explain it to anybody. It's okay to get on a plane and go somewhere. It's okay to go see a band. It's okay to go to a theme park. It's okay to go to the beach. It's okay to drive to the parkway. It's okay to just sit on a bench by the water and close your eyes and breathe in the air and feel that like cool breeze across your face. It's okay to take a deep breath. You know, I'm in a place right now where I know I need to recharge. I had a lot of work to do. And no matter what I did, it was going to be a lot of work. But I didn't stagger it as best as I should. And now I feel like I'm doing so much. And I don't mind doing it because I'm happy to do it because I love my life. And I love that I have the privilege to do the work that I'm doing. So I'll happily work 16 hours straight. But my body gets tired and my chest feels a little bit shallow and my eyes say it's time to go to sleep, you know. So there are those moments where your body just says like, hey, I need you to take care of me. I need you to go watch a TV show or just do nothing. Just rest your eyes. I need you to kind of think about it because when we get off the computer, we're on the phone. Then when we get off the computer and the phone, we'll watch a TV. Right? So when do our eyes get off a screen? Right? They talk about taking some time away from the screens. Like a screen detox. You know, some people treat their phone like it's a drug. You take their phone away and start twitching and itching themselves. And yes, I like Darkwing Duck, and I'm proud to. I'm not going to apologize. Because I want you to be you. And who am I to come on my show and tell you to be you if I'm going to sit here and not be myself? Like, oh, I don't like Disney. I love Disney. I'm wearing an Iron Man shirt right now. I have a goatee. You know, and I joke around. My oldest niece and nephew call me Tony for Tony Stark, who's Iron Man. You see that right here. Didn't mean to do the sign of the cross. Iron Man is not my God. My God's up there. But this is Iron Man. You know, I'm proud to be the guy that I am. And I spent a lot of time caring about the comment cards that were in the box that people just decided to create and like leave at my doorstep to tell me what they think of how I live my life. I don't really care what you think. I care what I think of myself and if I can sleep at night with myself and the person that I've chosen to be. And I don't struggle to fall asleep based on me. Now, I make mistakes, and there's times where it's been hard. But most of the time, I'm not, sitting there lying in bed like, what I do, you know what I mean? Most of the time, I'm sitting there thinking about what they say, what they do. And it's not healthy. You know, we have to step away, and we have to know when we need to recharge our battery. And quite simply, if you just need that like simple reminder that you can readily just pick up in your brain, remember this. If you take the time to charge your phone, why don't you take the time to recharge yourself? If you take the time to recharge your phone, why don't you take the time to recharge yourself? I'm going to say it one more time because I think I need to hear it, and I think you need to hear it. You need to hear it. If you take the time to recharge your phone, why don't you take the time to recharge yourself? Your phone was not created by God, doesn't have a soul. So however important your phone is to you, you are vastly more important to your God. So make sure you're important to yourself too. And take care of you. No excuses. No apologies. Just take some time to recharge. This has been Lead, Learn, Evolve, Adlib, and Deliver. And I feel connected to all those. I had to learn how to recharge evolve into someone who does it, adlib on the fly when when my attempt to recharge might not work the way I want it to or work exactly at that time, and then deliver. Make sure I deliver on the promise of recharging my battery and don't just talk about it. Chick-fil-A Cicero, the first Chick-fil-A in Central New York. Go and visit them today on 7916 Brewerton Road in Cicero, New York, right by CNS and right off the highway, right off of Route 11. Very easy to get to, and led by, quite frankly, one of God's greatest creation of human being ever, Jimmer Sikowski. Someone who I could not possibly love anymore, but I always find ways to. Go and see Chick-fil-A Cicero today. Say hi to Jimmer, Betty, and the team over at 7916 Brewerton Road in Cicero, New York. We'll be back on Wake Up Call inside the Great Lakes Honda City Studios right after this. Stay with us.
In these unique times, there are those in our community that give us a sense of normalcy and positivity. Pizza Man on 50 Oswego Street in Baldwinsville has been here for you for over 35 years and is here now. Call 315-638-1234 or order online at pizzamanbville.com to bring those familiar tastes into your home. And remember to come see our monthly on-site broadcasts centered around the community and our Baldwinsville bees. Pizza Man in Baldwinsville. Any way you slice it, they are always here for you. Looking for your next ride? Look no further than Great Lakes Honda City, located on 7140 Henry Clay Boulevard in Liverpool, New York. Serving our community for decades, their new and pre-owned vast array of vehicles are available to you Monday through Saturday on site. To search from home, shop at GreatLakesHondaCity.com. Call 315-365-5576 to set up an appointment. That's 315-365-5576 for Great Lakes Honda City, 7140 Henry Clay Boulevard in Liverpool, New York. Great cars, great people, Great Lakes.
All right, you need to come out here and get yourself the Brooklyn Pickle. I was talking about this with one of my buddies. I was like, yo, there's no better sandwich in the state of New York than the Brooklyn Pickle. And now that I found out that they're going down to North Carolina, we are taking over your taste buds everywhere you are, wherever you're going to be. You need to get yourself out to the Brooklyn Pickle. Pinehurst, you just realized that you found yourself the best sandwich shop that you're ever going to have. This is a glorious moment. It's a blessing to your community. You're welcome. Brooklyn in the house, baby. Go over to the Brooklyn Pickle. You already know what it is.
You heard the man. Head to Brooklyn Pickle Pinehurst on 1788 Old Morgantown Road in Southern Pines, North Carolina. Avicoli's Rest. Here's a message from Renee from Bryan's Landing, located on 6523 East Seneca Turnpike in Jamesville, New York. Open Tuesdays and Wednesdays for dinner, Thursday through Saturday for lunch and dinner, and Sundays for brunch.
It's a lot like the way that my mom and dad ran their restaurant. We have put in place a lot of people that are family to us, very similar to how my dad hired people that were family to him. And then the tradition I'm carrying on is a lot of the items that are on our menu are my dad's. And he taught our chefs how to recreate his dishes. So I think that Tommy McInerney, who our executive chef is, to him it is an art. And I think that when he does create a dish, it's not just about making the food taste delicious, which is definitely our priority, but it's an art to him, and it's almost like his canvas on a plate where he just wants the colors to look great, and people love it because he takes pride in that. And Brian and I appreciate that. We want it to obviously look good and taste good. I will tell you, when we opened up, it was 6 weeks before COVID. And what was amazing was the community, our friends and family stepped up, and everybody did takeout. Everybody supported us. Our hearts were just so filled So to Brian and I, obviously our friends come all the time, and we just have repeat customers in Jamesville, and I think people going to our previous restaurant in Green Lakes are making the trip to come to Brian's Landing to support us. And I mean, I think we have great food and a great atmosphere. So it's very, very important to us.
Head to Brian's Landing, located on 6523 East Seneca Turnpike in Jamesville, New York, where memories have become recipes that are now meals to share with you. Tuesdays and Wednesdays for dinner, Thursday through Saturday for lunch and dinner, and on Sundays for brunch. And be sure to come out for live music Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Life gets busy, and sometimes that means us running around. So K-9 Kamp Dog Daycare offers you an opportunity to give your dog a place to stay while you take care of what you need to throughout the day. K-9 Kamp Dog Daycare is located on 228 Old Bridge Street in East Syracuse, New York. You can see it from the highway, and it's just off of Erie Boulevard across from BJ's Wholesale Club. Call 315-437-7110. That's 315-437-7110 to schedule an appointment to bring your dog in and tour the facility. Appointments are Monday through Thursday after 6:30, where you and your dog can see everything that K-9 Kamp Dog Daycare has to offer, including a self-serve dog wash and a retail store filled with all of your dog's wants and needs, including food, treats, harnesses, leashes, and more, making K-9 Kamp Dog Daycare your one-stop shop for your furry-loving friend. Right, Lily?
Carvel DeWitt, it's what happy tastes like. Do you know why? Because we make ice cream. Creamy, rich, flavorful ice cream. Not yogurt or iced milk like some of our competitors. Ice cream. Fresh, by hand, daily. For the calorie conscious, we have something new for you. Our new Carvelite. Same great flavor, creaminess, and texture of our regular ice cream with only 35 calories an ounce. So whether you want an ice cream cake, flying saucer, dasher, carvalanche, hard or soft ice cream, we will satisfy your craving with our fresh, handmade regular or new Carvelite ice cream. Carvel DeWitt. It's what happy tastes like.
The Wildcat Sports Pub in Camillus, New York is located on 3680 Milton Avenue in the Home Depot Plaza. It is your family-friendly sports bar and restaurant. Folks, some sports bars aren't family-friendly. Some family-friendly restaurants are not sports bars. The Wildcat Sports Pub in Camillus, New York is proud to be both. It is that marriage that you've been looking for years. The Wildcat Sports Pub is your home base for your sports bar and restaurant needs, games for the kids, indoor and outdoor activities, and enough things on the menu to come back every single week and get to try something new. They're open Sundays from noon to 8 p.m., Monday through Wednesday, 11 a.m. to 11 p.m., and Thursday through Saturday from 11 a.m. to midnight. For reservations and party information, call 315-487-2222 for the Wildcat family-friendly sports pub and restaurant.
GG Cards and Breaks. Like, comment, subscribe.
GG Cards and Breaks coming to you on 639 Delmar Place in Syracuse, New York is your one-stop sports card and trading card shop. Find your way over to GG Cards and Breaks Tuesday through Saturday from 10 to 6 and on Sundays from 10 to 5. You will find hockey, soccer, baseball, basketball, football, as well as Disney Lorcana, Magic the Gathering, Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh, and more while supplies last. You never know. And, of course, One Piece and so many awesome things. Their cases, number one, they have a bunch of display cases. Now they have more. They have a light-up one that has a bunch of Bills cards in it, including Josh Allen, again, while supplies last. Singles, graded cards, packs, boxes. So you can get a single, you can get a graded card, something that you know exactly what it is, or you can open up some packs, get a few boxes, and not know what you're going to get, which is really cool. That's what helps you be a big kid, because it's like opening a Christmas gift any day of the year. Head out there today. Let them know the DT sent you. Go be a big kid. because no matter how old we get, it's the kid spirit that we keep alive that keeps us alive. 639 Delmar Place in Syracuse, New York. Tuesday through Saturday, open 10 to 6, Sundays 10 to 5 at GG Cards and Breaks. With that being said, it is time to jump into our final piece of this video. Like I said, the next video coming up with Gary Stokin, make sure you check that out. Coming up here on our Facebook channel, facebook.com/WakeUpCallDT, and on youtube.com/WakeUpCallDT. But before we go there, in our next video, we'll end this video with the top dog of the week, proudly presented by K-9 Kamp Dog Daycare, the only place to bring your dog, in my opinion, in central and upstate New York for that daily care. K-9 Kamp Dog Daycare, run by Chad, Lorraine, and the team, has been with us for years in East Syracuse on 228 Old Bridge Street in East Syracuse, New York. It is right off the highway, right by the thruway, right off Erie Boulevard, off of Bridge Street, across from BJ's. So easy to get to, around the corner from Mother's Cupboard. Find your way over to K-9 Kamp Dog Daycare. You can call them at 315-437-7110. That's 315-437-7110. And you can go to their website, K-9KAMP.com. That's K-9KAMP.com. Make sure you get in touch with them ASAP, because you want to make sure you can get your dog in there so that they can have a place to go when you're doing what you got to do during the day or night or whatever's going on with your schedule. Head out there today. And like I said, self-serve dog wash and a full store that has so many wonderful things for your dogs of all different breeds and sizes over at K-9 Kamp Dog Daycare. My top dog of the week this week has to go with a guy that always showed me love. Smiled when he saw me, shook my hand, gave me a hug. I saw him at Taste of Syracuse. He said, "My guy." There was a bunch of people, sea of people everywhere. We're in the middle of it all. I see him, he sees me, I'm there with my dad. He said, "What's up, my guy?" Grabbed my hand, shook my hand, gave me a hug. Introduced him to my dad. My dad goes, "Who's that?" I said, "That's number 1, Dad." I said, "That's Syracuse's lead back, 1,000-yard rusher right there." He is a back-to-back 1,000-yard rusher at Syracuse. It took so long for Syracuse just to have another one. He did it in back-to-back seasons. And now he just made the Jacksonville Jaguars 53-man roster. Shout out to my guy, LeQuint Allen Jr. Am I surprised? No, because the man works hard. Number 36, I'm proud of you. I hope the best for you. You know I love you. You know, anytime I talk to you on or off the air is a privilege. I hope to do it again soon. I hope God crosses our paths again and that we have many conversations to come. I appreciate your friendship. I appreciate your kindness. And I am so very happy as a Jaguar fan in the comfort of my own home that I get to see you in teal and gold. I might have to get myself a LeQuint Allen Jr. jersey. God bless my top dog of the week, LeQuint Allen Jr., 7th round pick, 236 overall, and he made the team. God is great. All the time. And all the time, God is great. Top dog of the week, LeQuint Allen Jr. God bless you, brother. And all those Syracuse players trying to live their dreams. And I pray that God is great to every single one of you. I know he is, and I know he will be. Stay humble, stay hungry, stay prayed up, and just ask God to guide you toward him and what he wants for you. Guard you from everything that's not him and that he doesn't want for you. And say your will over my want, just to make sure that you're not following something that is not part of his plan. Because he always knows better than us. And I can tell you that firsthand. Thank you so much for tuning in to Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora. Watch the next video on Facebook and YouTube, both.com/WakeUpCallDT with Gary Stokin. He is giving a prelude to the Aflac kickoff doubleheader, Syracuse, Tennessee, as well as Virginia Tech going up against South Carolina. I have a connection to every school. Syracuse, of course, my hometown, and I've covered Syracuse my 21 plus years of broadcasting. Virginia Tech I've covered for over a decade because I cover the entire ACC of over a decade. And then Tennessee, Josh Heupel, their head coach, I covered him when he was at UCF. And the starting quarterback of South Carolina has been on the show multiple times, and his brother has as well, former commit to Syracuse, who decommitted and chose to stay home and go to South Carolina, LaNorris Sellers, the starting quarterback for the Gamecocks. So I can't wait to be around all of this and get to see LaNorris in person because we've only ever spoken on the phone. So very much looking forward to that. Thank you for tuning in to Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora here inside. I try to say 2 words at once. I do that a lot. So thank you for being here on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora inside the Great Lakes Honda City studios. The Annoying Moment of the Week presented by Carvel DeWitt. Lead, learn, evolve, adlib, and deliver. Today's topic, take some time to recharge. I need to listen to that. Proudly presented by Chick-fil-A Cicero. And our top dog of the week honored by K-9 Kamp Dog Daycare of East Syracuse, honoring LeQuint Allen Jr., who made the Jacksonville Jaguars 53-man roster. With that being said, thanks for being with us Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. Eastern Time on YouTube.com and Facebook.com, both / WakeUpCallDT, and on WakeUpCallDT.podbean.com. And of course, once the shows go live, they hop into the archives. Check us out on Amazon Music, Audible, iHeartRadio, iTunes, and Apple Podcasts, as well as Player FM, Podbean, Podvine, Spotify, TuneIn, YouTube, and more. All you got to do is search Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora, or one word, Wake Up Call DT. You can also ask Alexa and your Google Home device to play the latest episode of Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora, and they'll do that for you as well. Big time shout out to the Brooklyn Pickle down in Southern Pines, North Kakalaki. You'll find them in North Carolina down the road from Pinehurst Golf Course. And many thanks to our North Carolinian listeners, viewers, and supporters. Appreciate you so much. And many thanks to our team of partners in Central and Upstate New York. It's about to get bigger in just a few days. September 1st, look out. 9 a.m., 10 a.m., and 11 a.m. Eastern Time. I will have not 1, not 2, but 3 announcements. The first at 9, the second at 10, and the third at 11 a.m. Eastern, letting you know 3 new logos that you will see on this page that will join Great Lakes Honda City, Carvel DeWitt, the Wildcat Sports Pub, GG Cards and Breaks, Pizza Man, Brian's Landing, K-9 Kamp Dog Daycare, Mother's Cupboard, Chick-fil-A Cicero, K-9 Campground Dog Boarding, Ma and Pa's, the snack capital of the world, Chick-fil-A DeWitt, Avocoles. And speaking of Chick-fil-A DeWitt, I want to make sure to let you know to go and see Megan Sorber and her team today and all throughout the week outside of Sundays because they are closed for the Lord's Day on the corner of Bridge and Erie. They are smack dab right there by multiple high schools as well as multiple colleges and universities in Central New York. They are bringing those students and student athletes in to work with them as part of their team. And Megan Sorber, she knows all about this. She worked at Chick-fil-A when she was in college, and now she's employing college students to work at her Chick-fil-A. She has come full circle, and she knows what they're going through so very well because she walked the walk, and now she gets to help them do the same. And I've gotten to meet some of their staff, spend some time with Megan, and be around the team. And I can't say enough about some of the wonderful people that they hired there. Go out and see their team and get that awesome chicken sandwich and so much more, including those milkshakes, at Chick-fil-A DeWitt on the corner of Bridge and Erie. You can't miss it. It is a massive brick building, and we look forward to seeing you over there very soon. With that being said, I want to remind you that we are the exclusive multimedia marketing partner of your Bryan and Stratton College Bobcats of Syracuse, the Bobcat Buzz, coming to you every single month with student athletes, coaches, and administration throughout the year. Joining me to tell the stories of the Bobcats. You'll find our entire archive by going to youtube.com / WakeUpCallDT. Click subscribe, hit the notification bell, and find our BSC Syracuse playlist. You'll also find the Bobcats on WakeUpCallDT.com's homepage and underneath the exclusive partners tab. For more information, go to syracuse.bscbobcats.com and go Bobcats. Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora is the exclusive multimedia marketing partner of your Binghamton University Bearcats. The Binghamton University Bearcats are with us every Tuesday during Bearcat Time, Tuesdays at 10 a.m. Eastern Time worldwide, and we changed it up this week, did it on Monday. Why? because we wanted to welcome all the students, student athletes, coaches, administration, and staff back to campus for the 2025-26 academic year. And we got to feature the teams that are currently in action, sitting down with Alex Balke of the men's soccer team at Binghamton, as well as Anna Buckwalter joining us from the women's soccer team, and head coach of the volleyball team, Allie Yeager, also sat down with Lavelle Sanders of men's basketball, their head coach, following the news that they will start their season an hour north, moving up the road from Binghamton to Syracuse to face the Syracuse Orange in the Dome. And we started the broadcast off by speaking with the athletics director of Binghamton University, Gene Marshall. You can find each of those specials by themselves on youtube.com/wakeupcalldt, and you can find the entire Bearcat takeover from the event center live on location by also going to our YouTube channel, youtube.com/wakeupcalldt. Click subscribe, hit the notification bell, find our Binghamton playlist. You'll find the Bearcats also on wakeupcalldt.com's homepage and underneath the exclusive partners tab. For more information, go to binghamtonbearcats.com and go Bearcats. With that being said, make sure you go to our next video and have our prelude to the doubleheader in the Aflac kickoff game at Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta, Georgia, with President CEO of Peach Bowl, Inc., who has been on the show. Hard to believe this. I've known him for over a decade, so make sure you check out my special with Gary Stoken, airing separately. And, of course, many thanks to everybody here for the Annoying Moment of the Week, lead Top Dog of the Week, brought to you by Carvel DeWitt for the Annoying Moment, Chick-fil-A Cicero for lead, and K-9 Kamp Dog Daycare for the Top Dog of the Week. From the Great Lakes Honda City Studios, I say, God bless, no stress, do your best, be good to each other, and let God surprise you.